Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you very, very much for clicking this video today. If you use adblock, do me a favor and disable it for this video. All proceedings from ad revenue will go directly to the Alberta Fires Appeal in support of the people of Fort McMurray. If you'd like to make your own personal donation to the Alberta Fires Appeal, there is a link in the description. Any amount is helpful. Let's get these people back on their feet. Also, if you could please share this video, get as much exposure as it can. Let's get these people the help they need. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of Team 8000, I want to thank you very much for clicking this video today and providing your support for this disaster. For those of you who do not know, Fort McMurray, Alberta, which is about 5 hours away from where I live in Edmonton, Alberta, was succumbed to one of the worst wildfires this province, possibly the country, has ever seen. They estimate that it will take $9 billion in insurance money to repair the damages. 9 billion Canadian dollars. That is remarkable. Just think at how much is lost. From what I understand, almost the entire city has been destroyed. There's like one or two, buildings still standing, but it's amazing to think that something like this can just happen like that overnight. May 1st is when it started, and it's still going on as of today. And it's heartbreaking to see these things happen. It just goes to show you too how like a little change can affect something so great. Our climate has been, changing dramatically over the years. And this year was probably one of the highest, if not the highest record for temperature in May, reaching 32 degrees Celsius, which is the equivalent of 90 degrees Fahrenheit on May 1st. That, with the dry, humid weather just caused this fire to get out of control. And you know what? I appreciate everybody who has actually messaged me, whether it be on Facebook, Twitter, on YouTube. It doesn't matter. You guys have been like, Dan, I hope you're doing all right. I hope everything's fine. I'm fine. Obviously, this will really hurt more than just the surface exterior. My heart goes out to all the families who are struggling and who lost their homes, lost everything. I read some stories, some heartbreaking stories of people who have been living in Fort McMurray for their entire lives, or I heard one woman say she lost 40 years worth of memories, and that is just horrible to think. So that's my first thing I wanted to say. My heart and sympathies go out 100% to all the families who have lost something in Fort McMurray, who had to go through this tragedy, had to, even just the stress, just trying to leave. And I've seen footage, I've seen pictures of people trying to leave the city and not being able to leave because the fire has cut them off, or it's so backed up and everyone's trying to get out of the city at the same time, and you can't, it's just wall-to-wall traffic, and the fire is blazing only, a few yards away from you. Like, that is just frightening beyond belief. Obviously, my city, City of Edmonton, has taken steps to help those who need it. There's been shelters set up. There's been a lot of aid been sent to Fort McMurray. Anything for anybody who gets out of here, or gets out of Fort McMurray, comes down to the city, and we've been doing all we can. And that's great to see as well. Even little things like the World Water Park. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that water park, but it's the largest indoor water park in the world. Even they took it upon themselves to let Fort Mac take your mind off of it, come to our facilities for free of charge, enjoy yourselves, take your mind off it. And honestly, even as simple as that may sound, something like that can really make a difference. Honestly, it can. I know there's a lot they're going through, and I know that won't fix anything, but little things like that really show what people can do. Not only has this affected families like the worst thing it could do is affect the families and the people of Fort McMurray and Alberta, of course. But it's also affecting. This is gonna be a big blow to the province and the country, not just for all the people who've lost their homes and everything, but economically, we are already my province is already in a recession. The oil sands just aren't doing what they were doing a few years ago. If you asked me 5 years ago if Alberta would ever be in debt, I'd tell you never, because we were the province that was paying the rest of the country's debt because our oil sands generated so much. It was such a large industry, and it was so easy for the province to make money off of that. But in the last few years, it's really declined, and this fire is only going to set that back even more. And it's very scary. It is. You know, I'm worried myself. I don't want anybody else to lose anything. Like there are, you know, the government of Canada is sending as many people as they can. There's the Red Cross is doing a lot of work too. Lots of donations coming in there. The Army, the Canadian Army, is also getting involved to take care of this. Every little bit helps. You know, every single province is sending whoever they can to help the province and that city in this time of crisis. And I just want to thank thank the everybody who, if you watch me, if you're a supporter of DanQ8000 and you're supporting the eradication of this fire in any way, I want to thank you personally, because I hate seeing things like this happen. You know, it's just not fair, and there's nothing you can do. You know, Mother Nature can be cruel sometimes, and that's just the way things go. So again, I want to extend my deepest sympathies and condolences to the people of Fort McMurray, and of course my fellow Albertans, for just hang in there, guys. We will fight this. We just need to stick together and do as much as we can for the problem that we can. You know, it's truly sad, and it's frightening, but things happen. You got to remain strong. And again, I want to thank everybody in my following, everyone in Team 8000, for being so supportive, like being so caring. You know, I really appreciate that. Even though I'm okay, there are people who are not, and those people need our support. So everybody, do me a favor, share this video. Let's see that it gets out. I'd like to support, the Red Cross or whoever I can to help this forward, to help the eradication of this fire, because people are working round the clock to stop the fire from spreading anymore. And even after that, you still have to deal with all the loss. Everybody is going to be without a home for I don't know how long. They have to rebuild, and just that thought has always scared me my entire life. I've been, I used to be insanely afraid of tornadoes, back in the day, because of the loss, not necessarily because of the thing itself, the disaster itself, but it's the loss. Having all your things, all the things you saved up, your memories, your anything is just gone, and that's what scares me the most. So Fort Mac, I've been up to Fort Mac many times. I've been up there for work. I've been up there for personal. It's just heartbreaking, and it's a shame that this is happening. So I want to wish the best to the people of Fort McMurray who have lost anything. The Red Cross, anybody, any sort of worker who are working behind the scenes to help these families. The firemen for busting their ass trying to put out this fire. There's firemen and women from all over the country that are helping towards this. And I honestly thank you guys, and I wish you the best of luck. Come on, you guys got this. Put this bastard out. I believe you can do it. And I also want to thank the country. I also, there's been a lot of support coming to Alberta's way, and we really need it. So I want to thank you guys as well. And for everyone else who may not be in the country but has offered their well wishes and their condolences, whether it be you guys in Team 8000, the rest of the United States, the rest of the world, it doesn't matter. It's really appreciated. So I want to thank you from myself, DanQ8000, to you guys. Thank you very much. and I hope we can get out of this okay. So thank you again for watching, guys. It means a lot to me. Hopefully, next time I see you, it'll be a much better thing. It won't be upsetting like this. But yeah, thank you very much. Be sure to hit that share button. Get this message out to the people who need it. It's disheartening. It really is. And my heart goes out to you guys. Thank you again for watching, guys. Your support means the world. I'll see you very soon.